how to overcome sexual lust. I was asked by someone in the comment section to do this video, so here I am doing it. And I want to start this off by saying that there's no feeling inside of you that is bad. The feeling of lust is not bad. The feeling of sadness or anger or stress, these aren't like bad feelings. You're actually free to just let them arise and let your desires arise, right? And just let them be seen and felt. You don't have to repress these parts of you. You don't have to like feel ashamed of them. They're like totally normal functions of like of like human biology and human psychology. So your sexual energy is extremely powerful. Your sexual energy is a force that exists inside of you that you don't want to be giving away to just anyone or anything. This is going to create unwanted attachments to people. This is going to create unnecessary behaviors inside of you. Right? If you're just like habitually watching porn, right? You want to actually use this energy intentionally. You don't want to be giving it away impulsively and mindlessly. You want to be aware of yourself. You want to notice how when you have an orgasm, right, you can actually feel depleted after. There's nothing wrong with having an orgasm. This video is hilarious. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just notice what's happening inside of you. Right? If you have a lot of orgasms, you're going to feel depleted. And if the things that drive you to watch porn or like have an orgasm or masturbate are things like stress, frustration, anger, sadness, it's the uncomfortable side of the emotional spectrum, what's going on here is that you're using these things, you're using, porn, for example, as a distraction, as a coping mechanism for all the things that you avoid inside of yourself. So in our society, a lot of people are pretty addicted to porn because it's so easily available, it's cheap, we have low impulse control, we don't have high emotional intelligence, we have poor regulation skills, low self-awareness. A whole bunch of personal and environmental factors are at play here. So let's talk a little bit more about porn, right? We'll talk a little bit more about emotional triggers. So when you're watching porn, what emotions are driving you to watch it? Right? What's going on inside of your body? Is it tense? Oh my God, there's a huge ant on me. Right? So how can you actually process these emotions? How can you become aware of them? How can you stop avoiding these parts of you? How can you heal these parts of you? How can you optimize your environment as well? Right? How can you change your environment so that it's harder for you to engage in these habits? How can you change your environment so that it's far more difficult for you to be watching porn? Does that mean removing your computer from your room? Does that mean moving your phone out of your room at night? Because if it's, let's say, 1 a.m. and you're by yourself and you're feeling lonely, all right, guys, big surprise about what's going to be happening next. You're sad, you're kind of lonely, it's late. Now you just start kind of getting horny, right? It's very weird that at that time you start to get horny. Why? Why is that going on? Right? It's because you've kind of ingrained this pattern in you of like just personal avoidance. Right? And it's like it's automatically firing off. There's nothing wrong with like feeling lust or like wanting sex or any of this stuff. Nothing bad about it. It's your relationship to it and how you're using it that matters, right? Do you have a healthy relationship to these parts of you? Or are these parts of you used for just like coping mechanisms? Oh my God, the bugs are in full force right now. So I really want you to reflect and notice your state. Actually be aware of yourself when you're watching porn. Notice that you just feel terrible. Notice that you feel like your energy's being sucked. Notice that you just feel lower vibe, right? Notice how this state is driving you to do it. You need to process this state consciously. A good way to do that is through journaling. Actually write down your thoughts, write down your state, write down your emotions. And really just use that as a way to be self-aware and meditate. You have to learn how to sustain attention on your body and consciously and proactively feel. Like I said, You actually need to build up your regulation skills in order to actually build up the emotional intelligence that you need to get over this problem in your life. So your environment is important too. Create a supportive environment for yourself. Like, get your phone out of your room at night. Get your technology out of your room at night. Reduce the triggers in your environment. Like, block all the porn websites. Basically, identify environmental triggers. And identify how your environment right now is set up to destroy you, and change it. You have to put every factor basically on your own side. You have to set up your life so that it's working for you, not against you. You have to set up your own inner world so that it's working for you and you're not resisting yourself and fighting yourself and creating suffering and all this stuff. And you have to optimize your environment so that it's now even easier to just like be on a good path. Be on a path that like feels genuine and authentic and healthy for you. Right? And there's no shame in watching porn. I'm not like trying to shame you or scream at you like some of the no-fap guys. But just, is this healthy for you? How do you feel? What's driving you to do it? So find healthy alternatives as well. Basically, when you remove these triggers from your environment, you're probably going to want to do something else now. You'll notice that like you'll want to just do something. Replace those triggers, replace those activities with something else. Meditation, reading, writing, journaling, weightlifting, going for a walk, talking to someone. Just find certain things that you enjoy and literally just replace the old habits. Because every time you break an old habit, there's an empty space in your life and it's going to be filled up with something, right? So what's that something going to be? And another really important point is to find a healthy partner. This is really important. A lot of people are suffering from loneliness nowadays because, it's just, we're on the internet, we're on the computers, and a whole bunch of reasons, like a lot of reasons, right? I'm sorry, guys, but you're going to have to kind of force yourself to go outside and like meet people. Okay, go to places that interest you. If cooking classes interest you, go to cooking classes. If going to like a dance interests you, go to a dance. Right? Actually, like, meet someone, right? Meet a healthy partner, and like just work on like social skills and like attracting a healthy partner. Work on your ability to do that proactively, right? So you're going to want to create a healthy sexual relationship for yourself if this is a problem for you. So do a lot of reflection too. What do you really want from a relationship? What kind of needs do you actually have? How does your personality type work? What are your values? You want to find people who align with you. You don't want to just find anyone. So what do you believe having a relationship will do for you as well? And a relationship is a whole other topic. It's going to bring out a lot of triggers and other stuff inside of you and insecurities, because that's just kind of how they operate. But back to the whole sexual lust topic. When the feeling of lust arises inside of you, what do? Do you resist it and fight it and struggle against it? Or do you just allow it to fully manifest, right? Like, notice your body's tension. Relax your body. Notice how your body's like, it's tense a lot. Your shoulders are raised, your gut's clenched. It's just not relaxed. You can relax your body more. You're safe to just relax your body and feel. You're safe to just be present and let go. So when lust comes up, allow yourself to just feel it. Allow your desires to just arise. There's nothing bad about it. And just notice what your relationship to it is. Notice how it's being used. Because lust, in different contexts, can be healthy or unhealthy. And when you feel it, when the feeling is arising, let it arise. Don't fight it. And when you let it arise and you're being aware of it, it's not actually going to control you. It controls you when you're acting unconsciously and subconsciously. When you're actually in deep presence and connection to yourself and what's going on inside of your body, the feelings, the sensations. They don't control you anymore. Your avoidance of them is what basically makes them control you. When you're aware of yourself, when you're in connection to yourself, it's harder for things to like throw you off track, to throw you off center, because you're just grounded. Again, eaten by a lot of mosquitoes. There's a mosquito in the camera as well. So that's it for this video. Quick summary. What feelings drive you to engage in sexual activity and masturbation and porn? What emotions are going on? How can you process them? What environmental triggers drive you to engage in that kind of stuff? What do you do when the feeling of sexual lust arises? Do you just allow it to arise? Do you act impulsively on it? Are you aware of yourself? Do you just like try and alleviate it immediately? So notice your relationship to it. And practice just letting it arise, feeling your desire, and then letting it subside. Right? Because in 5 minutes, like, it's gonna go away. Like, reality's in this constant state of change and flow. It's very dynamic. And it's something that you have to practice on, especially if you have a lot of trouble with porn and you're not meditating and you don't really have a lot of self-awareness and regulation skills. Like, you're going to struggle with this. You don't have a good impulse control. Yeah, like, this is something for you to work on. And I swear to God, if I get one comment about what you do with sexual lust when it arises, and it is what I think it is, yeah, please don't share that in the comments. I'll probably have to block you from my channel. I don't want to see it. But yeah, really just inquire into your relationship to your own sexual energy and your own sexual feelings. Right? Allow them to arise. Get curious about them. God damn it. Not curious like that, okay? But like, really, like, why do you behave the way that you do in this area of life? And you're gonna get a lot of interesting answers if you like very genuinely and sincerely engage in this. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Take it easy.